melee hero, I imagine. What is even left?
Like Dawn is one of the remaining heroes he'll play, and it's pretty good against like the hard initiation of Bat DK.
Pango. Honestly, so many heroes were banned, I could not even think what's left anymore. But it is a classic Amar hero. I think it fulfills another role for them where it's just a stable Falcons draft. They have double initiation under cores between the Pangolier and the Sven to make space for the Lina in the fights. But LGD, they did get that gap closed that we talked about against Lina. They have the Dragon Knight and the Bat Rider. So this game is actually very interesting. I think both teams have a lot of potential to win. I don't see which one wins clearly draft-wise, but I'm a bit biased towards Falcons, so I'm going to go with Falcons.
Very important question. There's a lot of people watching that are very heavily invested in the success of Thompson. And he's playing Dragon Knight, and we already pointed out that's kind of boring. How is he going to make it not boring? It's Thompson on a Dragon Knight. He can make it not boring.
You guys think he'll cook some build? Is there a Thompson build that's available on DK? Is it a hero that even has builds like that?
He's gonna cook. He's gonna cook for sure. But I think he will go with the standard blink. But then after the blink, cooking will start.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, game 3, ladies and gentlemen, here between Falcons and LGD. Thompson is switching it up again in the mid. We're going to get the mid DK this time round. Of course,
normal.
As the panel said, not the most exciting of heroes, but that's not because we see it a lot now. It's just because over the years we've seen it so much, and the hero just never really changed. A DK is always a DK. Is it any good, though?
We'll have to see. It rounds the draft together, right? They needed somebody that's that start. Otherwise, the SD and the Mirana, they're the ones that have to kind of do everything to start those fights. So he's the one that they can round up around. And it's an old school counter, like the panel was mentioning, versus the Lina. You just breathe fire on him, reduce the damage. You're tanky enough to be able to withstand versus it. But that was in the old days. How is it going to be now with the new Lina, with the overheating, with all these kind of different things? Is the DK actually going to be able to withstand all of this in the lane? We'll have to see. And then, of course, Whisper playing this Bat Rider, his hero. Pretty much one of the only ones that you'll see probably played at this tournament. He is nuts on this hero, so we'll see what he can do.
And how does it look as a back game?
Versus the Sven, it's fantastic. Sure, versus the Lina, you'll have your issues. Same thing versus like the clock and all that. They have ways to address you and to deter you and push you away from getting on top of some of these targets. But versus Sven, you can do a lot in the laning phase to harass, and that's where Whisper, like they said, that's where he runs away with games. He gets like 1 or 2 kills in the lane, and he's able to do so much with it. So I think a lot of eyes on Whisper, even though this DK is, you know, quite different as well, too. It's the Bat that's really going to pull things together for LGD. And for Falcons, honestly, it's similar stuff that we see from them all the time, right? Very cookie-cutter kind of lineup. Amar was running out of heroes to pick for that offlane, so I think this is one of the last ones left.
But does it feel bad, or is it kind of like, well, we didn't have many options, but offlane Pango's still pretty nice here?
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Yeah, not too shabby at all. Oh my god, Crit just got an insane amount of damage onto Yuma there, just attacks.
Not a fun way for Yuma to start the lane.
No, definitely not. So it looks like the start here for the lane is kill the range creep. And let's see, yeah, it can secure the lane with the Sven and the CM. Double stuns being able to prevent Whisper from getting on top. Let's see. This is an annoying lane, actually. You have Sticky and you have Shadow Demon poisons and all that.
Oh, yeah.
Sticks are going to be incredibly valuable at level 2, of course. Even level 1, perhaps. But let's see what they can do. Because I've seen Whisper, you know, even some of these like unorthodox kind of lanes can just get a kill or 2. Just run away with things. Mid. See how those first few waves go, because that's where Thompson can have some amazing success.
Yeah, if you're able to sort of get the advantage on CS in the first few waves, get a good amount of denies in.
I think overall what LGD has gone for this game is just not getting kind of crushed in the laning phase, because that last game, besides Thompson just having a really tough time on the gyro, it was kind of all 3 lanes, just not really able to get out into a good mark at the first 10 minutes. This time, it looks like it should just be, right?
Yeah, a much easier time laning as the DK. Yeah, even though, as we say, we might still see some pressure and heat being put on by the Lina, because Lina is that good right now. But yeah, regardless, much better shot at getting good CS as opposed to being on like a gyro in the mid lane like he was last game.
Yeah, and top lane, right, they have this double ranged versus double melee. Yuma should have some great success up there too with just securing those last hits. And Bot, that's the one that can be that volatility. Go, Sticky stacks.
That's a lot of damage. Skeeter's looking to be in a whole lot of trouble. First blood for Theolicore between the two of them, and this is sort of what Like I was saying on the panel, right, this kind of happens when you lane up against Whisper on his bat. Somehow, some way, him and the support, they find a way to get that early kill.
Besides just getting the kill, look at the CS. He's 2 on Sven. He was not really getting anything. The way that they just manipulate the creeps over and over again.
That's pretty crazy, actually. That is...
It is nuts.
A very, very rough start on the first few waves for Skeeter.
Yeah.
And not really a start that's going to get any better, right? This lane doesn't really get easier for the Sven, does it? When the levels come in for both sides, or...
It'll get easier because he can just kind of not play it, right? Like, just kind of you can just nuke it and then get away. But yeah, definitely not the easiest start here for Skeeter in particular. And across the board, as we said, yeah, for LGD, it's looking much better.
And it's looking bit, even with the modern day Lina, Thompson on a DK, still crushing it, showing that kind of age-old advantage of the DK against the Lina, being able to sort of sustain through that harass, still persisting here.
Yep, still all exists. And here too, it's like Snay with this Crystal Maiden versus the Shadow Demon. Like Fly was mentioning, this isn't a hero you can trade with. Cannot trade with SDSCM by any means. Sure, you've got Frostbite, but Menace is way stronger to just trade with you. That Skater is really struggling. Damage is starting to build up, as we see. Level 4 for the Lina. Thompson is starting to get brought pretty low.
That's true. Maybe this sort of level is the tipping point.
Yeah, I think maybe
where
the 4 and the 5
things do start to really become tough for any hero to sustain the damage that the Lina throws out.
Just builds up so quickly too. And not, I mean, maybe he could go for something like a raindrop to block some of it, but he's just gonna bring salve. He's just gonna bring that extra regen. Keeps getting hit by the nukes too. Now Reen will get the fill up as well too, so we'll be able to continue getting that spam onto him. Yeah, 24-8 to the 19-5. Still getting those extra little denies, but being kept low.
Definitely a much better outlook from this game.
Oh, infinitely.
Off the back of these first few minutes.
And it's a normal mid laner, right? We have to just say that. Like the gyro, it felt so strange because it didn't really combo that well with too much of anything here. This one, as we said, there's clear combos. Eventually, when he gets the blink, he's going to be that starter for the fights. Pretty much the whole draft is around him getting the initiation. All the other heroes have good follow-up. Top lane, level 3's been hit there from Crit. Gonna start reducing their resources. KJ doesn't have leap. Crit has identified it.
Trying to stand his ground here with the help out of Yuma. And we'll get the trade, Yuma.
Saw the level 2 Starstorm after the arrow, so he saw how much damage it was, knew that there wasn't that leap. Exchange.
Starting to fall pretty even now across the lanes, really. The difference being that when you compare the side lanes, still a much slower start for Skeeter on the Sven.
This is an interesting pickup. I feel like I don't really usually see Amar go this build on the Pangos. He's usually one of those like naked diffusal blade rushers that I've seen from him when he's having a good lane, so feeling like he needs some more HP to be that frontliner for his team, going for a Falcon Blade. Bit different than from what I've seen from him. Bottom, some small recovery, of course, coming out from Skeeter. Rotations. Falcon's incredibly ready for it.
Yeah, here the core tried to set something up in the mid. Ooh!
Oh, almost able to get the deny, perhaps. Snay has the mana.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Who gets lucky with the rune?
Yes,
it's going to be bottom for Malrine.
That's the dream, and it's a regen as well, too. As it's about to hit 6, Amar.
Pretty low here.
As the Lotus.
Power shot's not going to hit.
Okay.
And as you say, Lotus and 1 charges would have likely been fine.
Hard for him to play alone up there, though, now at this point. But mid, it looks like they might be able to get Thompson here. They will.
Look, an easy setup there from Snake King.
With some creeps under the tower, too, so they should be able to get a bit of damage up here. Is Wind Ranger 6 yet? Not quite. When the Wind Ranger 6, that's where it becomes really hard for the Pango to lane. You just get that focus fire and run him down. Yeah, Skeeter still not really recovering just yet. It's 20-8 to the 29-8. Starting to get the levels, though, so he will just likely leave that lane very soon. Unless he dies again. Looks like he should be okay.
Not fun to stand in the lane. And top, they do make that play as soon as Yuma has the focus fire.
Yeah.
Run down Amar.
Even bring Thompson for it, so that's a cool move.
Scanning.
Gets involved in a kill, can quickly shift toward mid. Check out the stacks. Not going to be any. Maybe, does he want to linger around the area here? Looks like it's got to be, he's thinking about it, but wants to maybe poke the mid tower a little bit with his ultimate. Marine. Ooh, KJ, careful. Might get Lagooned.
Just on the verge of getting kind of comboed down there by Marine,
That
but
was so close. You can see what it was going for, though, right? Like, Thompson maybe could close the gap and get that stun there, but not quite able to. Power rune, 10 seconds. LGD really trying to control that one, preventing Malrine from getting the fill up. Quieter early game than we saw in the last two, though. 3-3 at this moment.
Rune.
Bottom rune. Thompson gets an arcane.
That's very nice.
a really good one for the DK, especially for that next ulti form if he's going to have it up in time. Skeeter is still only level 5, too.
They want to punish Whisper.
They're bringing numbers.
Yeah. Coming in with Marine's TP. Disruption will buy a bit of safety. But as he comes out of it, no way to get out. Shackle not going to latch completely, but Skeeter's very low. The power shot comes in. Yuma taking Skeeter out. Now the focus fire turns over towards Marine. They might have killed Whisper, but LGD, quick with the responses, fights back.
A lot of rotations.
See if Crit and Snaking can clean anyone else up. Good moves there with the cogs from Crit. Does allow him to ensure that Yuma does not manage to run.
So a 3 for 2.
Thompson, make sure he gets that.
Right at the end of the
arcane,
arcane.
yeah,
Oh
so
my
can-
god.
Try and maximize what he can do with these early dragon forms.
That's a big, like, pressuring this bottom tower is definitely going to be the call for them right now. A lot of resources have been used from Falcons there to push them off. Should be able to get almost the whole tower here with this DK ult now.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Whisper's going to move up to the top, but Falcons, they are hot on his heels.
Some fast moves.
They'll take him out. Hey,
Wait, it's Snaking's level 6? Oh god. Whisper's like, wait a minute. What the?
Radiant's bottom tower.
couple of bounty runes as well for Snaking to pick up for the team.
Okay, wow. I mean, that's, yeah, catches him completely off guard. The wraparound and the level 6, both positions. Really clever there from Snake. Full tower, though, will be claimed, so good aggressive move from LGD. They're going to have access to this bottom side, which is where Sven does like to live.
Radiant's bottom
What do you expect from Thompson on the build? Is it just going to be this Blink to open things up?
I think so, yeah. I would imagine. I imagine, like, what, maybe Blink Mage Slayer? Or Blink BKB? Sounds a little boring for Blink BKB, but...
Oh, that's
what an arrow!
a clean one there from King Jungles.
What a beauty. Now, Skater continuing to struggle. Look at the difference between him and the other carry, right? 1,300 at this point in the game.
Thompson.
DK forms back up.
Get the power shot slow as well. Marine tries to turn. Shield Prince
shield.
there is going to protect him. Crit comes in with the cogs, holds back Thompson.
5 heroes from LGD.
Crit should die for this, but was at least able to make sure that Marine gets out safely.
Holy moly, the aggression that they're bringing. They literally bring all 5. DK form coming back up probably because of that arcane rune usage. Can maybe get some damage onto this mid tower because of it too. Marine. In from the side. Okay, Amar is going to get involved now. Look for the support kill, and he finds it. What an angle. And he's tanky too, so this build that he's gone for, right, rather than Diffusal, Treads plus Falcon Blade, this is a 1,500 HP Pango. Could be annoying for them to just burst down in the early game now at this point.
Yeah, because they've obviously got good setup and stuns, but it might not be as quick as a kill as they would have hoped for if they do try and throw things down onto the Pango.
Yeah, their damage actually, it takes a little bit of time to build up, so it absolutely could be enough to protect him until an ally gets there. Top, Yuma.
Up the other core here.
Malrine's very fast. He's got boots of travel. More than enough. Skeeter. They actually look for him here. Whisper is trying to close the gap.
Not easy though, they need...
Sentry's down.
Yeah, Snake King's ready. Whisper's going to watch from the side. The ult's going to get dropped down.
Hey, this ult is going to hurt Whisper a lot. He should be okay. Doesn't want to use the lasso, wants to save it for a potential kill, doesn't want to just stop and walk away. Blink almost done.
Yeah, Tommy's going to be here with this wave pretty much on Thompson.
Picked up quickly, 10-7, 17 kills now at this point.
Yeah, having a game on our hands again. As
We are.
Game 2 was a little bit one-sided. Falcons made that one look quite easy.
Yeah, like Panel said, right? This one looking much more 50-50.
Yeah.
Depending on, how these mid-game fights end up going. And the fact that Skeeter is slowed down right now is pretty decent for the side of LGD. But the other two cores are looking really good from Falcons. So, got to keep looking to keep that pressure up. And with Thompson with the Blink Dagger, I imagine they're going to look for that aggression.
Yeah, you go for the smoke play.
Yep. At least try to slow down. At least try to look for one of these cores.
Radiant are scanning.
Should be a mark.
And imagine they're just going to be able to walk up and set this play up.
A little
It's going to be
awkward.
off the mark, but with the focus fire and the shackle, they'll still have no trouble taking him out.
I mean, they do bring the 4 again, though, so doesn't mean that there's all that space. Every time Skeeter sees that, he's like, woo! Rubs his brow, and he's like, I've got all the space in the world to catch up, and he is starting to. They don't really have an access point out down to him here either, since they showed all 4 up top. Somebody TP'd mid too. Skeeter knows he's very safe to get probably a solid 2 minutes of farming. Ooh. Off the mark there, crit. And overall for the game for the Sven, though, as we were saying, not the most straightforward for him to just play it, right? He's playing versus the Shadow Demon,
Middle tower.
the Disruption saves, the Purge, of course, which is very annoying for something like a Sven, and the Batrider, of course. So, not the easiest targets for Skeeter to be able to go toward.
For the 14-minute Wisdom Steal, and he might
be able
just get
to
away
do
with
it,
this.
yeah.
They don't have anyone over at the moment, LGD.
Looks like they're focused on other things, perhaps, for the moment. Whisper is coming over, but it might just be too late.
I think it is. Yeah, he's going to have it, so Snaking able to get away with taking that Shrine of Wisdom away from them.
Very smart little individual moves, as we're seeing from Falcons. LGD bringing numbers in situations, but Falcons playing around that. Diffusal now finished for the Pango, and Whisper, he also wants a Blink. So that does mean they're going to have 2 Blink Daggers. So usually indicates that they got to get some good aggressive plays in that mid-game. Theo. If Crit lands that hook, they might even find Thompson there, so off the mark. Yeah, Blink BKB, Blink Shard BKB. Nothing fancy, nothing different. And let's see if what they're going to do, right? If you do go double Blink Daggers,
You don't want to sit
you
back.
don't really want to sit back too often.
You got to get these towers, you got to get these
Yeah.
kills. You do not want to let the Sven and Lina free farm.
Especially not that, the Sven, who you did such a good job of at least shutting down in the laning phase. You know this hero can recover if he's given the space, and he is getting that space now.
I've absolutely
Okay.
got to see LGD just keep this action up.
And they are.
They cannot slow down. Here's the smoke.
Smokes up.
Dire's bottom tower.
They probably want to break open the mid tower, honestly. Allows him to get easier access
Yeah.
to Sven and the Lina.
I mean, he's about to have his level 2 Dragon form Thompson
Okay.
off this wave, so he can get the level 12.
Let's see if anybody from Falcons even shows up in the area. They might be reading this.
Still a little short on the XP, actually. One more creep.
Yuma, he's in trouble.
They'll block him off. Crit doing some good moves this game with the cogs, blocking off a lot of people when they've been trying to run.
Looks like
LGD,
Falcons is
they want to fight into it. They'll get the lasso into the arrow onto Maureen. It's enough to bring him down. They might have lost their carry, but they still seem to be cleaning up the action as they'll take out the CM. Crit will hookshot back over to Whisper. Skeeter's in as well with the stun. A defensive disruption comes out, but as the disruption comes to an end, Whisper will still die.
It felt like Falcons was reading the movement, right? They were avoiding the mid tower. I think it ends up getting brought down anyway, but they were playing around the top side to find that initial grab there. They lose the Lina, but Skeeter, they have multiple different carries in this game.
Yep.
He shows up, gets some good cleanup kills for himself, and now he's actually top 4. Quickly off of that there.
Because that's the thing about LGD's lineup, right? It's all single target, really.
It is. That's true. That's actually a very good point.
And they need kind of multiple of those cores to lock onto the same one to get the kill. So if you're trying to deal with all 3 in a team fight, it's not easy for LGD, especially again with a slightly behind on the net worth. They have to try and play for these pickoffs. If it comes down to a team fight, execution's going to be very hard.
And you losing Yuma at the start is probably the worst case scenario, right? The way that he dies, gets absolutely nothing off, just gets burst in a heartbeat. Ideally for LGD, with the way that they itemize, right? With Blink Daggers, they want to be the ones getting the pick off first, having that number advantage into the fight, so. Now, though, not really the case, because there's the Blink from the Pango, so Falcons now have the way to also get the start of the fight themselves a lot much easier. (14-10).
Yuma's going to need a fair bit of time.
He does.
We'll be going for the build-up, just for that full Mjolnir first. That will be rewarded if you keep the game going right, but you're absolutely playing for the long term there.
Amar, ooh, dodges it.
He's quick with a blink there.
Yeah, the risk of the Mjolnir, right? It's like if you do get picked off a couple times after you purchase it.
But if you get away with it,
Yeah, exactly.
the farm is going to start flowing in with how quickly you're able to clean up the camps.
Does need a BKB immediately after, though. There's a lot of control and magic damage, so. KJ.
They're going to see him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, Thompson's going to get the chance to jump in on towards the Pangolier. They'll catch out Amar. They'll look to Whisper, but the disruption comes in. Whisper's going to be fine for now. Rocket Flare, Frostbite will do it. They bring Whisper down. Bit of an awkward start there from Amar. Swashbuckles into the midst of the river.
Kinda
Easy stun.
Yeah, he kind of suicided a little bit there, right? I think for the next few fights, we'll probably just see him do the Rolling Thunder into the jump since he does have that Blink Dagger and there's not anything really that bypasses it.
No, jumping in like that's very risky when they've got multiple ways to kind of click you and lock you down.
Yep. 1-for-1 exchange, though. Both offlaners die. And I mean, Snaking gets another tip. I mean, Whisper giving that respect to Snake.
CM players look pretty good today. From Snaking.
I think this hero's underrated, honestly.
I think, I'm surprised, honestly, even in previous tournaments, that other teams don't really consider this one.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, yeah, sure, the Hoodwinks and some of these other, and like the Ringmaster, if there's a Bane pick, etc., right? There's certain reasons that these heroes are insane, but I think
the damage and the team fight presence that this hero can have.
And you farm very fast. And if you're a team like Falcons, where you like to farm and hit the creeps, right? It fits the niche. How's Thompson's BKB looking? Getting closer and closer.
Solid stuff from him so far this game. 2-1 and 5 on the mid DK. Maureen very close to the Aghanims. Should have that done for the next fight.
Level 15 also has been hit. And yeah, there's the blink. So double blinks on both. I mean, both sides having kind of similar things in a way. Maybe not from the same roles, right? But
and I like this as well. This is something he can get away with this game. Just not getting the BKB, just tank up, get the heart. Will he commit for that, do you think? Or because obviously there's a lot of the stuff's through the BKB, right? The lasso, the focus fire. So just having raw HP, beefing up, extra damage.
I mean, BKB is usually just much better and safer, but
because there are still a lot of stuns that the BKB will stop. Well, we'll see if he commits for this, Skeeter. Will be a lot of fun if he does go for the Blink Echo straight heart to us.
I mean, massing strength is what you always want to do on the Sven, but
you're going to hit hard, and you're going to have a lot of HP they've got to get through.
Heart is also a pretty broken item at the moment, too, but
yeah,
we'll see. It's a bit of a crazy one if he does want to go for it. BKB is finished. LGD. An easier way to approach this fight. Falcons will be able to get this tier 1 mid. Tormentor time. Can start to swing toward this bottom side.
Whisper very close to his own BKB, just 1,000 gold away.
They're setting up bottom. They want to contest this Tormentor. Or at least get some type of kill outside of it, perhaps we see here. Wind Ranger and DK kind of inching forward.
Skeeter out with the blink just in time before they did get very close to finding him on that camp.
I think the lane ward caught the initial TP before the Moonlight Shadow. I think Snaking had just placed it, so it did see them starting to make the swing around. Perhaps this can secure LGD, though, for getting that Tormentor themselves, if they want to bring extra heroes. Hook shot in mid.
That crit looking very good on the clockwork this game.
Yeah. And honestly, we're seeing the difference of just cogs in comparison to batteries. Salt cogs are just broken. Really hard how much you're able to do with them. And he is going the build that we saw pretty much from all of the clockworks, the blink after the distiller. Super strong.
And this road should be theirs.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone trying for any crazy blink plays on LGD's side anytime soon here around the Roche.
Momentum starting to build up pretty heavily for the side of Falcons. Whisper, after having, a pretty good early, entrance into this game. He's gotten slowed down a lot. Bottom of the cores. Not the easiest for him to just run into now at this point without that BKB.
They really do need them on all their cores, LGD.
Yeah.
They need that little bit of a slowdown.
Sometimes you don't see many BKBs in some games, and sometimes you just see 6 BKBs ASAP on the cores, so. Tormentor. Rocket will hit.
I feel the core might die.
Lives.
On.
KJ going a very aggressive build. Amar won't be able to find Theo. Won't find the secondary one, but interesting to see this from the Mirana, right? Usually we see a first item, maybe even a second item before they go for Aghanims, but he's just going straight for Ags.
Thompson doesn't want to be forced to press the BKB. But he has to. Second light strike was coming in.
First BKB usage. Not the way you want to see it.
Falcons still plenty of time now with the Sages to look to take some more towers themselves.
The warding and dewarding from Falcons has been kind of next level in this game in particular. I'm seeing snaking just like we saw him like the wraparounds onto Whisper a couple times, right? I feel like they have just a bit more information and they're playing around it as we see in these last few moments. Maureen. It's a Linken's game for sure. You're playing versus Bat, DK, even versus the Shadow Demon. Could see a lot of Linken's coming into play here. Skeeter gets the blink. Camping the high ground now. Bit dangerous for LGD to approach this area. Thompson TPing to join his team. Woke up. Still have the Aegis on the Lina.
Dire's middle tower.
No BKB on Thompson. If he gets caught here.
He just might. Skeeter's found him. In with the God Strength, the lockdown of the Rolling Thunder. They'll try and get a disruption off. Not going to happen. Rolling Thunder comes across from Amar. They'll get the two of them.
Again, it's the vision, right? They just know where he's going to farm. They see the whole bottom side. They knew they'd forced his BKB beforehand. Falcon's playing this pretty cleanly now in these last 6 minutes. Tier 2. Gonna give him the outpost as well now, too. And let's go. Come on, Skeeter.
Please
do it.
It's going to give him the confidence to get this a full heart for sure. He's going to feel pretty good about the position he's in right now.
I want it.
And he's going to show us. You don't always have to get that BKB.
He's doing it. He's committed. He's got the relays queued up. He's doing it.
So this is the build coming to your pubs. If you're a strength hero, well, maybe if you're just a Sven. But if you're a strength carry, you try it as well. Blink, Echo Saber into the heart.
Hey, Centaur does it too, man. You love like first item hearts.
As you said, heart's kind of good.
It is kind of good.
It's kind of good right now.
All 3 cores on the side of Falcons, pretty much dead even net worth. Kind of having that little competition. Thompson actually doing a good job of keeping up, but as he said, Whisper, he's really falling behind. And they're going to start buying these Lincolns to deal with him as well too, and these Lotuses.
I mean, that's the thing. When you see that the enemy's friend's gone for this heart without the BKB, are there any items you're then picking up on LGD being like, this guy doesn't have a BKB, let's itemize against this? Like, are you buying stuff like, are you using him up in the air during his ult?
Who is going to buy it though, right? That's where I was like, the Mirana, the Aghanim hurts. It could have been something like that to address the fact that the Sven's not going to have it.
Maybe that's what kind of happened. He's like, well, this Mirana's not buying a Yules, so I don't need a BKB. I can get away with a heart. Starting to build up to be a difficult one here again for LGD. Falling behind. Falcons getting a lot done around these moments with the Aegis.
And it was LGD who, they're the ones that went for these double blink daggers, and they weren't able to find these kills, get back into the momentum versus Falcons. We'll have to see how these next fights start to kick in together. But besides gold, it's also levels, right? Whisper's level 15.
Yeah, he's falling behind a bit, which is
struggling.
Of course, the case with the bat, and one of the reasons why a lot of other offlaners aren't playing the bat right. Whisper can absolutely make it work, as we've seen many a time, but some of the flaws of the bat as a hero and the nature of the hero is definitely being shown when the game slows down like this.
Yeah. If the game slows down, like sometimes when I see Whisper do this, he'll go the boots of travel and he'll keep up with the farm and all that, but I think he probably felt like he had to do a little more this game, so he couldn't go that super greedy route.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the results of it. It's hurting him a lot.
It's hard.
Independently.
Not as hard as Game 2. Still very much a chance here for LGD. Yeah. Both Thompson and Yuma, their farm, not far, it was pretty much the same as the cause of Falcons. Just the struggle being that it's up against 3 very farmed cores of Team Falcons right now.
And it's over on a DK, which is a hero that at least I haven't seen how much it does as the game progresses lately. It feels like it's fallen off in comparison to a lot of these other heroes that just scale a lot better. But we'll have to see.
It just takes a lot of items really to be able to get to the point where you're doing any sort of formidable late game damage.
And you're not you're not the safe lane who goes through that old build, the Mask of Madness, Armlet, BKB, Daedalus kind of style. It's a bit different. All right, LGD. BKBs are ready.
Aegis is gone on
Aegis
Falcons.
is gone. These Lincolns, though, very problematic for them to deal with. The initiators have to find a way to break that. And that's perhaps why we do see the build that Topson's going for, right? Getting that Lincoln's breaker into the stun. They do need it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Going for the long wraparound here. Does mean they're going to lose their wisdom again. A couple that we've seen Falcons be able to steal away. These levels absolutely matter. Snay.
And they're going to know now. Thompson's still going to try for the jump.
He gets caught by the stun.
He's trying to get the stun off on towards him. He didn't get the BKB off. He's gone for 50 seconds. Whisper will be able to burn down Snake King.
Whisper.
But as his own BKB comes to an end, Whisper is going to get tripped up by the Rolling Thunder. Theoloco will offer up a disruption, trying to save him. Will allow him to get the blink off up to the high ground.
Can he get out, though?
He's not going to be able to. The hook shots there from Crip. So Thompson, he wanted to lead the charge, go for the jump, but one of those situations where he did hold back on popping the BKB, doesn't get a chance to get it off.
Oh, and honestly, another thing that it's kind of obvious, but overall, the other things besides Batrider getting nerfed a lot, dude, Distiller destroys this hero. You're fire flying around the sides, and they just Distiller you even with your BKB on, and they see you. So he's trying to play around these angles. It's just not possible. And yeah, like you said, Topson not getting that insta BKB off, quickly burst down. Map feeling small for LGD now.
Falcons falling more and more into the comfortable position they love to be in. Holding control of the map and having their options open. They can look to try and close this down, or they can happily farm to their heart's content on the Sven and the Lina.
Absolutely.
The only one really with that tried and tested scaling potential being Yuma on the Wind Ranger, but again,
not easy for him.
A few too many cores that he'd have to try and take down as a Wind Ranger alone.
Yeah, and the real difficulty is, even though they have a save too from the Shadow Demon, the burst comes out so quickly from Falcons. These heroes die, as you saw, before the BKB is able to get off in a lot of situations. And yeah, map is small. Falcons looking for the next play.
They're going to find the big kill as well. They get Yuma, and he's gone for a minute.
He can't even get the BKB off again. They just have too much control. Another one. And that's a gem. They just picked it up. Immediately stolen away.
Falcons, they're definitely going to be ready to get back on towards the high ground here. 2 dead on LGD. They can take the buildings down very, very quickly here with this incredible amount of damage that Skeeter has.
Just feels like they've played really well around the information. Just knowing where LGD is going to make the moves, reading the moves as well too, and just keeping this farm and keeping the fights going in their favor. Ags now for Amar. And a deity rune as well.
GD. No crazy item pickups really that close. Yeah, sure, there's the Hurricane Pike now on the DK for Topson, but it's just not really an item that it's going to do anything crazy.
It's just
you said you can see the merit of it, but yeah, it's still... They need a whole lot more.
They sure do. Their damage is going to be pretty slow. Wind Rangers take some time with the focus fire, and now there's the War Cry with the shard as well too. Heroes are getting incredibly tanky. It's a 4,000 HP Sven. Still have this ward as well too that we saw them place deep. Mirana.
Crip. Gonna get the opening onto Topson. Topson will be able to slide back up to the high ground. TP backup from Yuma coming in, but can't stop Theolacor being taken out there on the stairs.
Dude, the Mirana doesn't even have the Aghanims done yet.
It's been a long time coming, that Aghanims.
He did have to buy a gem for the team, so it
Sure.
did hurt him, but there's a reason you don't see most people rush it like this. Getting that small item in between just helps you get to it even faster in most situations.
We'll get the catch here.
Nice bonk back.
That'll keep the game going.
There we go.
70 seconds or so without the Pangolier. Topsy getting a decent amount of money from that kill.
I think that was the first... Can we actually check? When was the last kill that they had beside? It felt like it had been a long time, yeah. So, about 10 minutes.
It was just Amar, right? Amar.
And Snay, sure.
Oh, Snay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, it's something.
It's something.
Give them another minute of gameplay to try and close that gap a little bit.
Oh, they saw him. I think that top ward does scout Yuma.
Got Topson by his side. They're straining onto Yuma, but Yuma got the
Gets
BKB
BKB
off and the shackle. Turns with the shackle. Into the Dragon Tail, stunned under the tower. Skeeter's in trouble. He'll try and pull himself away, but the jump force there for Topson.
No way, he's regenning.
They're going to bring him down, though. Well,
Right, that's a big one.
You know, that's one of the cases where you go, well, there you go, kids. That's why you buy BKB. Doesn't matter how far ahead, you need a BKB. But yeah, that leaves you vulnerable. If you're trying to dive towers, they catch you in a stun, they'll find the follow-up. So that's another big kill. They
Massive
get
one.
Amar in the mid. They over to kill off Skeeter.
And I think
LGD.
they recovered a gem too, right? Off of one of these kills.
And they
now
might get a
potentially
Roche.
This is pretty huge.
All right, we've definitely got a game on our hands here.
They have buybacks.
Okay, maybe they don't get the
If they
Roche.
want, and I don't even know if they need to use it. Crit is in the area to go for a steal, so I don't know.
The Roche is a little too far. They can't get too ahead of themselves, LGD. They've got to kind of reassess the situation.
Dire's middle tower
They got the 2 big kills.
It was massive.
Bit of a chance now to get things going back their way.
Gets him a full item on at least 2 of the cores potentially after those, so pretty huge. Malrine, though, keeping his composure, keeping his cool. He's like, you guys, I don't know what you two are doing, but you know, getting caught. Did Skeeter go for, is he queuing up the BKB or no?
scanning.
Still not yet.
Nah. One that's not. If you die a couple of times without it, then you're like, I'll buy it. But once you're like, nah, I don't need BKB. I'll be fine.
He was completely isolated, to be fair, so. Looking to secure the area, still trying to set up for the potential of that Roche. It is going to move in about 40 seconds, though. Skeeter is back up.
None to burn.
If LGD feel off the back of those plays, they've got some sort of newfound strength to try and tackle a team fight head on.
Still did not find that ward from earlier that they had placed behind them. Crit. Zoning the area. The Daggons are starting to get upgraded. Malrine's burst increasing, his cast range, of course, too. They're committing for the Roche.
Any chance of a steal? They're closing in.
Moving. It's gonna move. It's gonna get arrowed in place, though. Looking for the fight.
He gets
Theo.
the jump. Immediately deletes the Shadow Demon.
Oh, Theo is in such a dangerous spot there.
Gonna have the buyback. They get the hook shot in. See Yuma try and help out here with the shackle in return, but they've already lost the Whisper bat. He'll buy back as well.
Thompson TPing out.
Goes for the beacon. No, she cancels it. Wants to stick around.
Okay.
Support buybacks coming in. LGD's made the call to try and hold this area.
Yuma still has BKB. Trying to find an angle for a jump, but the Lincolns are out. Buybacks used, looking for the Roche.
Can they finish him?
It is low. They should be able to. So it looks like Falcons are going to give that one up.
I mean, so why did Falcons fall back completely from this?
I think
They don't.
BKB cooldown, right?
Sure.
I think was still there, and then
It would just
also-
been too much of a risk, even though that they have this kind of lead at the moment.
Well, there's no BKB for the Sven, sorry, and then
Oh, Whisper, that's a die back. 100 seconds, he's gone.
God.
This isn't Batrider country.
I guess they're just afraid of like Yuma still having the BKB and just maybe not feeling like they need to contest it, right? Maybe they're like, we can just deal with an Aegis.
Thompson,
Arrow will catch.
still set up there. Is it enough to take him out though? He's got the shield crash and the swashbuckle off, and now the backup comes in. Skeeter jumps forward onto Thompson, but the shackle shot's in play, holds him back. Rolling thunders there though from Amar. They take out Thompson.
Lot of damage.
Yuma turns though with a focus fire, destroys the Sven, also takes out Snaking. Amar and Marin are trying to finish off the jump, but he's got the Aegis. He's going to be back for round 2, but he's completely on his own. The
And that's why.
push back into the Light Strike array.
And perhaps that's why, right? They were like, we can probably just deal with it
Yeah.
pretty easily.
Didn't matter that they had an Aegis. Didn't matter that they lose Skeeter kind of early on in that play. They can still clean up the team fight, take them all down.
They're confident in their scaling. That just has to be the answer, right? So even though they have Sven dying, they have these 3 cores that are just incredibly farmed at this point.
I just didn't have enough to get the Pango at the start there. They have good lockdown with the stuns, but not the kind of anywhere close to the level of damage unless Yuma's around. Yuma turns up. He has got a crazy amount of damage. They're able to cut through the thousands of HP that the Sven has, but he can only do it kind of once, and against these multiple cores, seeming pretty hard for the Wind Ranger to carry alone.
Disseminate also adding a good fair bit versus that Sven, but yeah, Falcons, they've got more than 1 carry. 2 sets cleaned up here. Dagon 5. Lina is hitting every single one of the timings.
Crazy burst, and nearly level 25. There it is. So
it's just so ridiculous that you're doing so much magical and so much physical when you go this build, right? See Malrine having a pretty flawless game here, 9-2-6. 23,000 lead. And the growth for Thompson, it really is much of nothing, actually. Just a blink the BKB, and then he's got that Lincoln's Breaker, but not too much extra increase for him.
really it's just all on Yuma to try and kill an entire team somehow.
Oh, that's a pretty busted neutral item with Lina, huh?
Or the mandible.
Yeah. He's like unkillable pretty much, it feels like. As he has been most of this game anyway.
Yeah, only the 2 deaths so far on Malrine.
It's tough because there's so many distractions, right? The Sven comes in, the Pango comes in, they have to use the focus fire on either one of them. Can't really go for it onto the Lina. What is that? That's the Shiva's done?
Pretty much. He's nearly got the money for the recipe, Thompson.
I mean, what's he looking for then? Like a multi-stun kind of angle thing? Because you have the AoE increase on your AoE stun thing, and then you have this other AoE... I don't know, it's kind of some interesting type of build that he's gone for here. Full AC now for Skitter, completely foregoing for that BKB,
Yeah,
so much goes through it.
Absolutely doesn't need it at this point. He is so far ahead.
Hook shot. Whisper. Will be able to get away. Snaking will not. He does get caught. That full disperser for Amar? It is. Oh, wow. Okay, I mean, he is also... It's crazy how farmed these two are. Staying ahead of the Sven, staying ahead of the Wind Ranger. Jump onto Amar, but incredibly tanky. Lincoln's protects. Ends up saving his roll anyway. He's unable to punish Malrine. And he's not the tank. Like, if they could find him and isolate him somehow, right, they can kill him pretty easily, but it's just the fact that he's so fast around the map. He just clears these camps in seconds, rejoins his team. They can't take advantage of this at all. Can't punish this Lina. He was expecting something perhaps coming his way, but not going to be the case.
I've got another
Lincoln's.
Yeah, with the
Lotus
CM
also.
snaking picks one up.
I mean, how are you going to lasso a target, really? Lasso might get blocked, focus fire might get blocked, your DK stun might get blocked or reflected. Game feels like it is still just getting harder for LGD somehow. Falcon's itemization. Perhaps go for that final fight here. I picked up for KJ, but there is so much hybrid damage. Ooh! Whoopsie.
Alright.
Wanted to go for Yuma there, but Malrine blocks his hook.
Might have been a bit of a risky hook for going into the base, or you think they get away with it at this point?
Maybe. You can at least try to force a reaction, maybe force a BKB. Amar, he'll go for it.
They get the setup on a Yuma.
Stun.
Option there.
As he force reactions, back up, reset. They got a DK ult. Whisper looking for a chase forward here, but very deep.
This will protect him. LGD still trying to see if they can get something going
Hook shot.
here. Someone's going to get onto Yumi. Yumi's in trouble. They burst through him.
What a hook from Crit. It hits them both. It went through the Wind Ranger and hit the Bat Rider, and it actually connects on the Wind Ranger when he's bypassing.
Dead for 100. Does have buyback on Yuma. Very likely going to need to use it.
The damage just comes too quick from this Lina and Sven. They'll get the lasso.
They do. If they got any follow-up, the Shackle's going to get blocked by the Linkers. He's low to Skinner. He's trying to get out of it, but the focus fire will bring him down.
Does die.
Have to use the buyback here, but LGD will be able to hold off on the defense. Push back Falcons, get the double for Yuma. Amar,
Rolls back up.
he's thinking about going back over. Roll in, jump forward, looking for Yuma.
Got another focus.
Yeah, he's going to go for the TP out at the end of it. He will get out at this one, but Snake King gets left behind, so a third kill to be found. LGD keep the game going, Maureen.
Actually gets the kill.
Can he get out, though? Because Yuma's hot in the chase.
It might turn.
Oh, he might just get another kill.
Laguna in 2 seconds.
Uh-oh, Yuma's in trouble.
Oh my god.
He's dead for 2 minutes. All right, Maureen
And
making it
Whisper.
look a little easy. They really want to kill him.
Buybacks.
Do these two have the damage? Doesn't look like it. Maureen's getting the backup coming in through these buybacks. He's still alive. Whisper really wants to finish off the kill, but Maureen's flying away.
Taking 0 damage.
He's going to be able to survive. Maureen lives. Thompson's got to run. Amar kills off Whisper. Thompson turns with another brief fire, but he's gone. The tip's coming out
man.
as this game, and very likely the series, looks to be over as there's 3 dead without buybacks. It's only Thompson and Theolacore left.
I am Maureen, just the true rock for the team in this game. They buy back everything to make sure that he survives. Closing this one out perhaps now in these next few seconds. Insane how he tanks it all. The war cries, the little barriers, little extra things from the pupate. Yeah, that's it.
And no way to hold them off the Ancient as this game is over. The series as well. And indeed, Amar, very happy that he got to back, of course, after the earlier situation
True,
with the
that's
tips.
fair.
He got to have the final tip here, Amar, as Falcons turning up very hot in Game 2. Game 3, a little bit more of a pushback than in Game 2 from LGD,